What up, SK family? We're moving. I apologize this is taking so long to get out. We had this video, we were shooting it in real time and went to put it together and the sound is not working. So here we are to go ahead and give you the life update that is happening. You want to tell them what's happening?
So, as many of you know, I was deployed overseas. Some of you didn't know because I didn't really broadcast it. I told those certain people.
They know.
Yeah, but y'all know. And when I was overseas, I was doing some thinking to myself and crunching numbers as far as when I returned to the States, trying to be proactive versus reactive. So I realized that even though I have degrees, the economy sucks right now. Like the jobs are not paying you what you were. And I know what I was paying in rent. I know what I was making overseas. We are good. So I started I was like, well, what could I do? I'm already in the military, even though I'm reserve. I'm like, let me look at some programs that they have that are available to us as reservists to be on active duty. So I applied to the career counselor program. I applied for AGR and a couple other things. I was looking at some federal positions, and the first one that called me that I got a word back from was AGR. Anybody don't know what that is? It's Active Guard Reserve. And so when I got it, I called Steph and like, hey, I got offered a position. I only got 24 hours to say yes, because literally they let you know you only have 24 hours to say yes because they're looking for people like that. I just wanted to talk to her, let her know what was going on. And then I did all my paperwork and I got my orders while I was overseas. So I told her we're moving and the position is in Suffolk, Virginia. As many of you know, we moved from Richmond, Virginia 3 years ago. So there's that. And each tour is 3 years, and then you get reevaluated, and then they'll offer you to stay on, or they, it's just like any other job, you get evaluations. So I've been in Suffolk, Virginia. I've been to Williamsburg to hang out. We go to Busch Gardens regularly when we lived there, but I've never I don't know nothing about Suffolk, Virginia or whatever. But I'll let her share her feelings and thoughts, and I'll, give mine after. But that's where we at. We're moving to Suffolk, Virginia. The movers came and got our stuff. About 2 weeks ago.
About 2 weeks ago. Look, empty. That was the couch, the TV, all that was over there.
So, and our stuff is already made to Virginia.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
So I'll go ahead and give my perspective. As you all know, if you follow this channel, you know we just moved into this place earlier this year, and I had a time. My full disclosure, I did an empty house tour. You saw it. I filmed it I saw it in real time. And I had her on FaceTime, Zoom, and some other family or whatever. And full disclosure, when I got everything we got everything set up. She was back. I was going to do a full house tour with the furnish, how we had everything set up. I mean, we had plans for that patio downstairs, the balcony. We had plans. So unfortunately, that didn't happen because we found out pretty quickly, June, July, it was we might be moving. It was officially the ball was moving. So I pretty much stopped unpacking. You know about the debacle. The shit was everywhere. I just put stuff enough to make it homey and livable, and I left stuff as it was. There's no point in stressing myself out, racking my brain whether to put things. That is not my ministry. I tried to hire somebody. We saw that works. I might have hired somebody else. We were staying. Who knows? I don't know. We're moving. So this place is pretty much empty. It's down to what's going in the car. Road trip, the 4 of us, 2 dogs. And what needs to be donated or sold, which is down for the last few pieces of items. It's a bittersweet move. As you all know, Texas has never been our forever home. We've been saying that since the snow did us dirty, and then the gunshot through the headboard incident. We've been saying Texas is not forever. This is just home for now. So I personally, with COVID, the deployment wasn't quite done. I didn't get to do everything that I wanted to do, with her. I mean, I could have done some. Anyways, not the point. We didn't get to finish exploring it together. There's some things that I want to do. As you know, we went to Vegas last year and loved Meow Wolf out there. They're building one, and happened to walk by the location. I knew they were putting one in Grapevine. Actually saw where they're putting it, and I was like, damn it. We would have been within driving distance of that. That opens next year, and they're putting one in Houston in 2024. So we will definitely be back out here for that. Like I said, it's a bittersweet move. Virginia would not have been my first choice, despite the fact that that's pretty much the only state I have ever lived in before moving out here. I was born in Maryland. My parents lived in DC. I don't know why they picked a hospital in Maryland. You'd have to ask them. But my dad took a job in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I was about 18 months. Lived there, went to college, Petersburg, with Richmond. We got married, moved out here. That's literally it in a nutshell. Never lived outside of the state of Virginia. I visited up and down the coast and stuff like that. I just had never lived outside. So it's interesting. Again, like Katia said, not really familiar with the area. I know I've got family like in some of the surrounding cities or whatever, but nobody lives in Suffolk. I probably passed through it. I don't know if I'll end up in Suffolk or, around it. Who knows? We don't know yet. We're still working on that. But I'm excited to be back to Busch Gardens, closer to Busch Gardens. I've missed it. Six Flags out here for me is not doing it. Excuse me. I'm excited to be back closer to better seafood back on the coast. I will miss the tacos and the Mexican food out this way. They say it's better in Cali, but I don't know. Never been yet, so can't compare. But I'm looking forward to a better variety of ethnic foods, like Asian, besides Thai. The Chinese food out here is not the best, to be honest. Actually, the food out here sucks. Comparison. Anyways, so I'm excited for that as a foodie, to be back to better food. I was just getting to the point where I was making friends here. So I got a small little group, and I'm gonna miss hanging out with those ladies or having the opportunity, like, hey, you want to grab dinner? And they'll go, if somebody's available. But I'm looking forward to the new beginning, fresh start. Excited to see, I don't know if I'm excited to see snow. I do know Virginia will handle it better than the last snow I saw, but I think I'm good on snow for a while. But I'm excited to see Samson in cooler temperatures because he doesn't really like this heat out here. I'm excited for that. I hope he does well. Like I said, I'm excited to explore a new place, make new friends. I've already got plans out there for sometime in November, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Sorry for the knocking.
That's
Samson.
Oh no.
And I got him a new toy and we gave it to him before we went on this video.
Yeah.
I didn't think that. Yeah, he wasn't
playing with it.
He was literally in the middle of the floor, and then of course you know how they do.
Start
going live when you're on the phone.
Shoot video. They're like, let's make Ollie do the same thing.
All the noise.
I'm surprised Ollie's not taking the ball.
This is life, right?
Yeah. Anything you miss about Texas?
I would say like just exploring. It's a lot to do in arm's reach. Like in Virginia, you have to literally travel to do fun things. Like we literally live 20 minutes up the road from Six Flags. Their malls out here are phenomenal. It's malls everywhere. Like in Virginia, you don't get them type of malls.
And they're big and nice.
And they're big and nice. Yeah. And there's so much to do in the mall. Like you can eat in the mall. There's like the arcade, like the round one where you seen our pictures.
Escape rooms
in the malls. And like
the one has an aquarium.
Yes. So it's just like within arm reach. Yeah. You can drive like 20, 30 minutes and get a lot. Like, yeah, some stuff, but like, Virginia is not as exciting.
And I've also noticed that some of those places are less crowded too.
Yes.
Because there's so many. Where in Virginia, you have like one or two central to that location, so like everybody's in there.
Right.
So I've noticed that.
Yeah, I just love, I just love that. Like, that you can, a lot of stuff is tangible and hands-on. You don't have to drive so far. That's about it.
I'm sad we just discovered a couple good restaurants.
Yep. I mean, they're building. The thing that I will miss is that they're building so much. Like, being overseas and watching like all the videos, Steph sending me of like these new cool stuff, and it's just like many people know, like, our brand is about self-care, nostalgia, like stuff, and it just seems like that's all the stuff that's been popping up: nostalgic style restaurants and nostalgic arcades and bringing back old stuff. Like, it was just so cool. Like, they're turning like lounges into like nostalgic locations, and just, I haven't really, me being deployed and COVID, I haven't even more really got to even enjoy Texas really. Yeah. COVID being started when we moved here. Yeah. Essentially.
Less than 6 months, I think?
Yes. Like 3 months after we moved here.
A little more than that. But
yeah.
When you started hearing about it,
in March.
And then they started shutting stuff down about
I'm just saying
5-6 months after we got here.
Yeah. So, and then I deployed. So there's that. Like, my whole time has really been just eating in small vicinities and chilling at home. I would have liked to, decorate this place, because like we built. Like, since we moved here, we've started our brand, and it's expanding. And so we're running a business and home out of the same place at this moment. So we finally got a place that fits everything comfortably. So I will say this, like, I'm a very optimistic person. Even though I didn't get to enjoy this place, I will not accept nothing less than this or better when we get to Suffolk. So I gotta look and look and look. I will look. I'm not squeezing in nothing. If I can't get this or better, then we just gonna keep looking. So I will say, on the positive side, that it pushed me out of my comfort zone, and like, just what we working on, we deserve this. Stop pinching. So I'm excited about that. I would just, you got something?
I was gonna let you finish. I didn't know you were
that thought.
I was gonna say,
one more
go for it. Go for it.
But I can wait.
I was gonna say, we have grown a lot during this time, and I will say that even if you go back and look at old lives or old photos, I don't even look like the same person that moved out here. I have since cut my hair, I have since locked my hair, and I have since dyed my hair. That is purple, ombre to a blue, and a nice little teal at the end. So the Stephanie and Katia that left Virginia in 2019 are not the same that are returning in 2022. We have, this time apart has really shown us where we fall on people's priority list. Now that they actually have to put in considerable effort, time, and money to make it out here, or lack thereof. That's let me know a lot. I say about a lot of people. And I'm not talking about those who are afraid to leave the city in which they're in. I'm talking about those that traveled, that flew, road trips, and was now passed through the DFW, came to the DFW, and had no consideration of like, hey, can you meet me for lunch? Nothing. Definitely let us know that. And so when we back closer to some of these people, there will be some boundaries in place. Because when we were ripping and running back in VA to accommodate other people, thinking that, because they put in the bare minimum coming to us, but it wasn't that far. When it truly came down to it. And again, I'm not talking about people who haven't left or afraid to travel or unable to travel because of COVID. Maybe they have pre-existing conditions. Those people I'm not talking about. The people I'm talking about, they know who they are. And if they don't know who they are at this moment, they will figure it out pretty quickly. So just wanted to keep that in mind. I'm grateful for the experience of moving this far away from home, for me personally. This is the furthest you lived outside the military, right? You've lived further? Outside of like deployments or training, that's what I mean.
Yes. I lived in Fayetteville.
This is further than Fayetteville?
Oh, you mean? Oh.
This is the furthest you've
yeah.
lived. Yeah, I'm grateful for this experience, grateful for the growth, the being forced to have to figure things out because there really is nobody you can call. That definitely forces you to really, really figure it out or do without sometimes, depending on the severity of it. We've had to figure some things out because I'm like, shit. You know, you can't call somebody like, can you pick me up? There's nobody. And I'm grateful, even though some of the stuff has been traumatic, it just, you know, grateful for the good and the bad that shaped the person that's moving back. What you want to say?
Pretty much you said it.
Great minds.
Yeah, I wanted to hop on that piece because I'm already receiving like inboxes and messages from people, and I'm not accommodating. I'm not nobody's chauffeur. I'm not nobody's drive around. Like, I'm not none of that. And I know for me, boundaries is something that I truly, truly worked on. Like, I'll speak my mind all day, but I've definitely stretched myself thin for a lot of people. They never knew I did it. Financially stretched myself thin, time stretched myself thin, energy stretched myself thin. You never knew because I showed up for you in the best form that I could without you even knowing. And people don't really understand, you know what I'm saying, the extent of what people do to make sure you're good. And we don't ever receive half of that in return.
Nope.
And it sucks because we've looked out for some people. We've rearranged date nights. We did it from the kindness of our heart, but what we learned is I'm not pouring energy where energy is not poured back, and genuinely poured back. We know, we've seen some people, oh, let me buy a shirt, let me do this, let me like a post. We've seen some new likes from old people, because some people realize we moving back. I've had people want to befriend me who unfriended me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
And I see you on my thing, like you unfriended me. And I mean, for whatever reason, but now you want to, because people talk like, oh, Tia and stuff moved back. No. Because you forget some of y'all are our Facebook friends. We see some of y'all out having fun and doing life. If we're not, you don't want to do life with us, well, I'm not mad. But don't expect me to bend over backwards to spend time with you. Don't expect a welcome in my home. We've changed when it comes to energy and spiritually to the point where certain people won't ever be welcome in our home. And I just don't want the energy.
Yep.
We're building a loving, positive, safe space for us and those who are close to us.
Yeah, people do. They forget that on Facebook and they post all these things. And like I said, it'd be one thing if we lived out in the middle of nowhere and in Podunk State. There's nothing to do out here. Like, there's plenty to do.
Oh, I'm coming.
I'm coming, and you never let me know when. I'll make arrangements. Let me know when you have time, and you take your time to do other things, which I'm not mad. People I felt the type of way initially, but I mean,
at this point,
it is what it is. I didn't cry over it. I was just like, damn. Just lets me know where I stand, so when I move back, I just won't bend over backwards to accommodate people.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, don't worry about it. No, I am worrying about it. When you spend your time, your energy, and your money being there for people, it's personal.
Yeah.
It's personal. Like, somebody I just met on the street, no. But there's people that, oh, sis, we using that word sis lightly. But are you really my sister? Are you really my wife's sister? Like, oh, people want to make excuses. Oh, we got so much going on. We got this.
I was out there for
this,
business.
And I was doing this.
You know, eat at some point?
You know that during our most tragic moments, we were there for the most people.
Yep.
When we got that gunshot, we still was there for people.
Yep.
When we was almost froze to death, we still was there for people. Whether it be a video chat because they were crying and going through and needed an ear, that's energy. And no, we don't do stuff to talk about it, but it's just, I'm learning to build my circle where when I need the person, I don't even have to ask. They're like, oh, you need me? I'm there.
Yeah.
Like, I see people, and it's done. Even in this pandemic, even people like, oh, I got you. I see people, I see friendships. I have examples of people, circles as good friendships. It's no excuses. They got kids, they got husbands, they got it. Every excuse that somebody would make, they got it in a circle, but yet they make time for each other. So that's all I got. I'm excited I'm sad to not get to experience this place, but I'm excited because this place it built my worth up. And it's like, I'm not accepting nothing less. And to you, all you see is this little box. You're like, oh, what is it? It's a nice home.
Go watch the video. It's a new house tour. I don't know about those screen grabs. So it's literally a picture of stairs. Click it. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. This place is massive. You'll see it almost as it is now, empty. Yeah.
Right.
And the closet wasn't done.
They updated.
But they updated. They were working on the closet when I saw. That was the only thing they needed to do when I did the tour. It was about a week before I moved in. Full disclosure, this is going to be posted out of order. But I'm going to go ahead and get this up ASAP. And I got some other things I was working on editing, which will go up afterwards. But I'm going to post it. We're going to vlog as much as our video. Our trip as we can. It's not be too boring. Excited to check out some new states.
Yeah.
Never been to Louisiana. Never been to Mississippi, Alabama, and I've never been to Georgia except for the airport. So I've never been. And I haven't been to South Carolina since I was in high school. And all those are newish. So I'm excited for that.
And I'm excited to see some people like.
Yeah.
Like I said, my goal is to stop saying I'm gonna see you soon. And so many people have died, and we lost somebody dear to us that we met on Facebook, and we didn't even know died till we saw a post. And it was generally because she was sick, but we didn't know she was
sicker than she let on.
She let us know. So we were just like, okay.
But I would say she was one that if Corona didn't hit, we would have made it.
We would have made it to see her.
Corona kind of messed up some of those plans.
But we're stopping. I got out to see one of my crafting sisters.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not leaving the state, but I'm not keep saying I'm going to see her. One of my other crafting sisters, she lives in Austin. It was timing. We couldn't see her, but we definitely got plans to, like, her and her husband want to hang out with Steph and I and do some couples trips. So we've been chatting about doing that, and they're heading to their anniversary trip now.
Oh,
so I'm excited for them. And then we're going to visit a Facebook friend, never seen her in person, from Louisiana, that lives in Louisiana. And she welcomed me and Steph and I with open arms. So that's what we'll be doing. And I'm excited to retire in 6 years so I can just do that all the time. Let's get on the road and go.
I'm excited. We swing by Charlotte.
Yep.
Meet your family. So I'm going to try to vlog as much of this as possible without, still being present in the moment. And then make people feel comfortable, and also make sure it's not like super duper boring. But it'll probably be more so the stops, anything cool that we do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I have a new collection I'm doing. I'm collecting buttons, different sayings. So I'm gonna make me a nice towel, and I'll just put all my buttons I collect on there. I already started my collection. So if you go somewhere and they have buttons and anything motivational, nostalgic, or just plain old silly like me, and you think of me, pick me up one or let me know and I'll cash app you because I want to collect buttons. So help me build my collection.
I love it. But that's all I've got. We'll see y'all in the next one. Send us all the positive vibes. We've got 2 nights left. Here in Texas, we pushed it back. We were supposed to leave last Saturday. But we were like, why are we rushing? It was like Thursday. Wednesday, Thursday, we sat down. He was like, why are we rushing? I was like, why are we rushing? Like, we picked that date. I don't even know why we picked it. We just picked it just to pick a date so I get my days off, literally. But we paid for this place at the end of the month, and it's almost the end of the month, so I think it's time. But yeah, I feel more at peace and I feel more ready. I don't feel as rushed.
Yeah.
A little bit, but not as bad. But yeah, one more work shift, 2 more sleeps, and we are out. Deuces, hey, SK family. Until next time. Bye.